with Karen Strassman and myself, Austin David Coffey of Samurais of Sound. It is a special event we have going on. Scarlett, our intern and assistant here in the background, will be monitoring the stream, and Karen Strassman will be arriving shortly. Thanks for tuning in. We are recording for Echoes of Eternity.
Recording in progress.
Which is a original production from Strawberry Hill Studio. That our Strawberry Hill Studio members will all have access to voicing in alongside Karen. So it's a cool opportunity to work with her. And we're just waiting for Karen. Okay, we have our various note-taking tools here. Let's see, hide on video. Okay, let's see. We're just waiting for Karen to come. I'll send her the Zoom link. One second here, guys. We're just waiting real quick. And I'm getting some questions here about access to the recording session. It is from YouTube and Twitch only. Only Karen and I will be in the Zoom meeting. But you should, if you're subscribed to our YouTube channel, you should have access to the invite. Okay.
Hey, Austin.
Hi, Karen. How's it going?
Hi. Good. How are you doing?
Good. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
And how are you?
Insane.
Insane. Oh my gosh.
I have another job tonight. I have an ADR job tomorrow. Then I leave the job ends at 5 and my plane leaves at 7 for Houston.
Okay.
For a con I'm doing in Houston. And my fiance we had a cat that died last week, and now we have 2 younger cats, and they were each separately 4 days apart bit by rattlesnakes.
Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry.
So they're both alive. But it's been a little crazy. How are you? How was your vacation?
Vacation was good. We, like I said, we went to Disneyland, had a nice long, my wife and I had a nice long visit there, and just really rejuvenating and inspiring and joyful and happy, you know.
Oh, that's amazing.
As Disneyland is, and we ate at that Front Yard restaurant, which was nice. So it was a good time. We're getting lots of messages in the stream. I figured I would just mention that they're saying, "Nice to see Karen." Everyone's happy to see you. So some people are asking about access. Access will be for YouTube and Twitch. This meeting will just be with me and Karen. We're going to launch into our recording here, try to keep it focused, see if we can't get it done in an hour. And on that note, do we want to go ahead and launch in?
Yeah, should I record the whole thing?
If possible, yeah. Let's see how far we get. But yeah, every line in Naichi's part for episode 2 would be the goal, right?
Okay, so I'm just starting recording now. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. We are recording. Voila. Um, so, um, walk me through this.
Okay. So, do you have the script in front of you?
I do.
Okay. So, basically, do you want me to give you just a little bit of background as far as the story goes? Would that be helpful?
And the character.
And the character,
And what
yeah.
you're looking for.
Right. So, um, the first episode, backing up just a little bit, the first episode of this show is basically a creation myth that unfolds in real time. And it's sort of a conversation between six different gods, essentially, as they and they sort of each represent uh, different forces of humanity, like harmony, deception, conflict. And so they've created this world, and they've created the humans in it. And the second episode deals with a gift that one of the gods gives, which is the gift of eternal life in the form of these fruits that grow on this tree. And so the second episode, which is the episode we're recording now, deals with the consequences of humanity accepting that gift, and ultimately the tragic outcome that it brings. So as I'm looking at the script here, we open on this first scene, Hunger in the Jungle. It's this tribe, and it's think like early man, like hunter-gatherer sort of civilization, and it's this tribe moving through this sweltering jungle. And Jathaw, if you're looking at the first page, is the first one who enters here, and he is the son. He would be Neichi's son, Neichi being your character. Yeah. And so he's complaining about how he's tired, and Visoy is his father. He kind of offers him some encouraging words, and then he sort of the father turns to one of his advisors, who's just been out on an excursion to sort of peer at a neighboring tribe, and so he's giving him a little rundown there, and things are looking pretty grim for them. They're all hungry, and they're kind of jealous of this neighboring tribe that's doing better than them, and so they're having a little bit of an argument about that. Kid chimes in again, complaining, and suddenly Visoy, the chief, the chieftain who would be your character's husband, receives this message, this telepathic message from the god, or the voice of deception, whose name is Deju, and basically offers him the gift of basically the opportunity to spare his people from starvation, right, with these fruits. So that's what's happening on page 3 as I'm just kind of scrolling down through it. Mm-hmm. And still no lines from your character yet. And it's when they step into this clearing where they see this tree that's bearing the fruit. And that's when Visoy's wife, Neichi, steps forward, and basically the conflict here is that Visoy's sizing up the amount of fruit, and he's realizing there aren't enough, and he's not sure what this fruit will do anyway, but he says there aren't enough, one for each of them, except us, my dear Neichi. And then Neichi steps up beside him. I'll just read this here. Steps beside him, quiet. Her gaze is fixed not just on the fruit, but on something beyond it, something remembered. And she's having memories of this other child that she's had, who is now passed, who died of starvation. And so that's influencing her decision here, to encourage Visoy to accept this divine gift, right? And so that's sort of that's where your line comes in. So I know that was a lot of information. Do you have any questions about
great.
that?
It's great. I just want to know, I know you sent me information, but just we define her character, and so that I know where I'm coming from.
Right. So Neichi is...
How old is she? Is she wise? Is she... Just give me a little...
she will be two different ages. Once at the beginning, she'll be at the beginning she's about 45, and then at the
Mm-hmm.
end of the episode jumps forward and she's pretty significantly older, maybe like you could voice it around like 70 to 75. So
Okay.
she's an elderly woman at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And she's a, I would say she's a nurturing mother, but she has a lot of responsibilities to the tribe, and she's sort of a diplomat. She's trying to salvage relations between the other tribe, so she has this kind of measuredness about her, I would say, and but then she's marred by traumatic experiences related to the loss of her child, her first child,
Okay.
that really affect her. So she has this sorrow associated with that, and she's prone to sort of manic or traumatic relivings in a way of those experiences, as we'll see later on in the episode. But when she can, she tries to be a source of strength for her people, and a wise leader. She's pretty much a leader on equal footing with her husband. So
Okay.
is
Okay.
that
Beautiful.
a
That's perfect.
okay?
It's perfect.
Mhm.
Yeah. Um, do you want just line by line? How would you like to do this, Austin?
Yeah. How about we start with her first line is on page 4, um, and how about we just start with that first line? You and I will have to bear this hunger a little longer.
Here we go.
Mhm.
You and I will have to bear this hunger a little while longer. But the children, the elders, and everyone else, they will eat. 2. You and I will have to bear this hunger a little while longer. But the children, the elders, and everyone else, they will eat.
That was good. That was really good. I really liked that second one. How you took your time with it just a little bit more. That was really really nice. I would say that that voice is working. The tone of voice is working. The delivery is working. I don't have any notes for it.
Okay.
So with that in mind, do you want to try? Is it helpful if I deliver the next line so that you can respond to it?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And I also need the pronunciation of her son.
Yes, of course. Oh, right. Yeah. So there are two sons, the firstborn and the secondborn. The firstborn is deceased, and the secondborn is present in the scene. Firstborn's name is Thuha.
Thuha. Mm-hmm.
Thuha, yeah. And second is Jathaw.
Jathaw. Okay.
Okay, so Visoy's line is, "We don't know what this fruit will do. I've never seen anything that glows like this."
Thuha, our beloved firstborn, was as old as Jathaw and is... Oh, got it. Okay. Here we go. Take 1A. There we go. Thuha, our beloved firstborn, was as old as Jathaw is now when we lost him to starvation in our very arms. We may not know the fruit this will bring, but we do know what hunger does. 2.
Good. And the line there being, "We may not know what this fruit will bring."
Got it, but we know what hunger does.
Yeah.
Great. 2. Thuha, our beloved firstborn, was as old as Jathaw is now when we lost him to starvation in our very arms. We may not know what this fruit will bring, but we do know what hunger does.
Yeah, I liked the sort of sympathy that you introduced in that last. But we do know what hunger does. Yeah. Do you want to try it one more time? Just.
anything to add?
Um, maybe introducing more of that sort of particularly compassionate kind of tone throughout. Yeah.
Okay. The three. Thuha, our beloved firstborn, was as old as Jathaw is now when we lost him to starvation in our very arms. We may not know what this fruit will bring, but we do know what hunger does.
Awesome. Very nice. Yeah, let's move on. I just wanted to check in with Scarlett. Do you see that there's actually quite a few comments in the chat, so if you want to respond to them, that might be a good thing to do.
Hi, Scarlett.
Karen says hi. I got my headphones on. Yeah, people are saying very nice things, so that's good.
Oh, lovely.
Okay, so moving on, Visoy closes his eyes. The ache between them is deep, familiar, ever present. They exchange a glance and nod. And then Naichi has this declaration to the tribe.
Let the children eat first. Let the children eat first. Let the children eat first.
All right, yeah, definitely. Just enough authoritativeness to sell that.
Let me give you three more, a little bit softer, just so you have it. If you want it a little more soft, three more, or maybe just two. We'll see. Let the children eat first. Let the children eat first. Let the children eat first.
Yeah, I especially like that first one. It's definitely in there. Okay, and then we have an exchange between Jathaw and Visoy. He says, "Can I eat?" Yes, you can eat. And then he says, "Go eat for both of you." And this is sort of introducing this theme we'll see later on, where Jathaw is being compared to his deceased brother in the eyes of his parents. And people are saying, "This is a great education watching an expert record." I'm sorry, I can't help but share some of this.
Oh, good. No, I'm glad it's helpful. Yeah.
So Jathaw says, "Both of us," and then Naichi sort of has this clarifying, and an instruction too for him to save a seed, right?
And save a seed for your brother.
Yeah.
And save a seed for your brother. And save a seed for your brother.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so then everyone rushes forward. There's a bit of a lighthearted moment where they're all digging into this fruit after having been hungry for so long. Naichi does not partake, nor does Visoy, the leader. You and your character and your character's husband do not partake because there are not enough fruit for them. And then we're moving on to page 6 as we're sort of responding to what happens when immediately after the characters consume this fruit. A subtle silence follows the joy, a stillness, and then Naichi reacting to what she's seeing.
Their eyes, they're golden. Their eyes, they're golden. Their eyes, they're golden.
Yeah. Okay. And then we have this, that's the end of that scene. And then we have this cut to the gods reflecting on the beginnings of the consequences they're seeing for some of the decisions they've made. So there's an interesting dialogue there. It goes on for quite a bit. We're into page 7. Page 7, scene 4, called Naichi Collapses. And this is sort of one of these moments I was talking about where she gets a little overwhelmed at the decision she's made around her son in response to this fruit. And she has this dialogue with her son that leads to her getting overwhelmed with emotion and gravity. So let's see. So we see Soiva, who is the more able-bodied, now immortal assistant, basically, and he's helping Visoi, who's now an old man. Okay, so we've jumped forward now. This is when.
Do you want a sound of her collapsing?
Eventually, we will. I want to. Can we do some of the lines before that lead up to that first?
Of course. Yeah, yeah.
And that would be really helpful too. So, but we've jumped forward now years. So age 70, 75 is kind of the right spot here. So Visoi is trying to lift this branch. He's an old man now, and his assistant has. Go ahead.
What page are we on?
Page. Now I'm at the top of page 8. I'm sort of just outlining what's going on.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
Soiva is assisting him lift this branch because he's still young and able-bodied because he's immortal now. And Visoi has this remark: "You haven't changed a day in 20 years, yet I carry every one of them." Right. So he's aging, but his people aren't aging. Soiva says, "I fear that we've lost its fruit. They can't get the fruit back." And then Visoi says, "Well, not quite yet. My son bears one last seed." So he had taken that seed before. He still has it. And now we're checking in on the relations between the tribes and how they've developed over the last 10 or 15 years. So Neichi comes out with a member from the neighboring tribe, the Nyestai tribe. And they're conversing in the tongue of the Nyestai. And the reason that I have this is where the fantasy language comes in, and it's to show that Neichi is the diplomat. She's the last link of diplomacy between this tribe and the neighboring tribe. They don't trust the golden-eyed people because they don't age. They don't. The neighboring, the Nyestai tribe doesn't understand. So Neichi's the only bridge between them, and so to show that potentially alienating fact, I have this fantasy language.
Beautiful.
Okay, so go ahead.
Just tell me how to say this.
Yeah, so this is on page 9, I believe. Yeah, page 9, and the language is called Naistwa, and the line here is so it's shao, like how, shao, stwa, show, pretty self-explanatory, show, stai. And then this one is a little tricky. The ZH here is the zh sound, like je in French. Jebo. Shao stua, show stai jebo.
One more.
Shao stua, show stai jebo. And as far as the delivery...
Shao stua, show stai jebo. Shao stua, show stai jebo.
Yeah. That was good, and if you would just record the translation of it as well, and then that might inform your delivery. You can kind of just deliver it with the same cadence, even though the grammar is slightly different. Actually, the line here translated would be a sign of harmony. She says,
A sign of harmony, but she's 75 now, right?
She's 75 now, exactly.
Copy. Okay. A sign of harmony, she says. A sign of harmony, she says. Shaostua, shostai jebo. Shaostua, shaostra, shostai jebo. Shaostra, shostai jebo.
Yeah, one more time, just stwa instead of stra.
Shaostua, shostai jebo.
Perfect. And so she's kind of translating here to her colleagues, Sane, and Sane saying, "Wait, are you saying her tree has 2 husbands?" And then Husho, who's from the Nyesai tribe, is just laughing at her because she doesn't understand. And then Neichi steps in. She's explaining. No, Sane, excuse me. No, Sane. She said her tent has two pillars. It's a Niisai way of praising a life lived in. So she's translating this. And so the words here to pronounce are Sane,
Sane.
is her friend, and Niestai.
Niestai.
Mm-hmm.
Niestai. Mm-hmm. No, Sane. She said her tent was two pillars. It's the Niestai way of praising a life lived in balance. Two.
And that's has two pillars.
Oh, great. No, Sane. She said her tent has two pillars. It's a Niestai way of praising a life lived in balance.
Yeah, that was it.
Okay.
And then Husho has another line there. You strange eyes, people are funny. Sort of starting to plant those seeds of distrust. And then this one is a bit of a mouthful. And then I think that's it for the fantasy language. You're almost through it.
That's okay. It's fun.
So this one is this is Neichi reflecting on the state of affairs, the opinion that the Niestai tribe has on her own people. And she's saying, strange eyes, is that what your people call us now? And she's sort of almost saying this to herself. But then she's also, of course, saying it to Husho, who she's talking to. And the line here pronounced is, why don't we actually record the English one first? Because that will inform your delivery.
Mm-hmm. Strange eyes, is that what your people call us now? Strange eyes, is that what your people call us now? Strange eyes, is that what your people call us now?
Perfect. And so the fantasy language here is jua, right? Jua, and then
Jua.
must I.
Must I? Jua must I?
Jua must I stow by.
Stow by. Jua must I stow by?
Bainai.
Bainai. Jua must I stow by bainai?
Stow.
Stow.
Jo.
Jo.
Chema.
Chema.
And it's chema. Chema.
Chema. Chema.
But the emphasis is always on the first syllable, so chema.
Chema. Chema.
Yep.
Jua must I stow by bainai?
Bainai.
Bainai, Jua must I stow by bainai, stow, jo, chena.
Chema, yeah, with an M.
Chema. All right, let me try it. Jua must I stow by bainai, stow, jo, chema. Jua must I stow by bainai, stow, jo, chema. Jua must I stow by bainai, stow, jo, chema.
Perfect. That was perfect. That was impressive, I have to say.
Oh, it's really cool what you've written here. It's really, really cool, Austin.
Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Yeah.
So then Husho has this line, yeah, the ones who do not age, the ones who don't change. And then Neichai has this a bit of a somber tone here. And she's, well, it's a chuckle that kind of leads into a somber tone. I was wondering when the fear would begin. Yeah.
Okay. I was wondering when the fear would begin. I was wondering when the fear would begin.
Yep. Yeah, that's definitely it. Okay, so then there's this moment of levity where this elder who used to be so much older than Visoi is now the same. Apparently, this has stopped aging, so Visoi has caught up to him in age, and and he's saying, "Step aside, old man," and they have this kind of funny moment, and old man has befriended Jathaw. Their names are similar. Jaichi, this old man, has befriended Jathaw, and so they're doing this little playful chase through the woods. And that's when Jathaw, who's your character's son, emerges. His eyes are gold. He breaks free from Jaichi's grasp, and he dashes ahead laughing. He's carrying this wooden animal carved in his hand. It's a token of his deceased brother. He turns and runs back to Neichi, who walks more slowly than before because she's older. Her breath's shallow. She's having a difficult time on this hike, and it's starting to show in Jathaw's eyes, and he's sort of exploring that. She's, "Mama, come on, let's race." And Neichi's having a hard time. She's catching her breath.
You go ahead, little flame. I'm not as quick as I used to be. You go ahead, little flame. I'm not as quick as I used to be.
Yeah. And then he stops. He looks up at her muted blue-gray eyes, concerned. He takes her hand. "Your hand feels different than it used to."
That's because I'm growing older. That's because I'm growing older. That's because I'm growing older. That's because I'm growing older.
"But I'm not. I've been little forever. Why does your hair look different? Why do you and Papa keep changing and I don't?"
Jathaw. Jathaw. Jathaw.
"Did I do something wrong?"
No, never. Years ago, we made a choice, one that saved you and all of us, but it also kept you still. You don't change because we chose that for you. No, never. Jathaw, years ago, we made a choice, one that saved you and all of us, but it also kept you still. You don't change because we chose that for you.
Yeah, that's good. "But you didn't choose it for yourself?"
No. Your father and I chose differently. No. Your father and I chose differently.
"Mama, do I look like Thuha?"
Yes. You do. Yes. You do. Yes. You do.
"He had this toy, didn't he?" He holds up the carved animal.
I carved it for him. And now it's yours. I carved it for him. And now it's yours.
He studies her, suddenly quieter. "Am I going to look like him forever? Will I stay like this even when you're gone? Will I always be alone?"
Jathaw, please. Jathaw, please. Jathaw, please.
"Am I stuck like this? Will I ever grow up?"
Enough questions, little one. Enough questions, little one. Enough questions, little one. Last one. Enough questions, little one.
And then coughing. Is that something that we're open to recording? I guess I could.
Of course.
Yeah. "Mama, Mama!" Right? And she has this moment where she tries to rise and staggers. So I'm wondering if there's a little bit of VO associated with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good. And she collapses into his arms. The carved animal tumbles to the ground beside them. So then we skip forward to scene 5. Neichi is lying motionless on a bed of woven mats, and they're sort of debating her fate. Visoi, her husband, is stay with me. And then Neichi says, well,
You know I can't. I chose to live, not forever. You know I can't. I chose to live, not forever.
but I'm not ready to lose you.
I've waited so long. Maybe Thuha is waiting too. I've waited so long. Maybe Thuha is waiting too.
Okay. You don't know that.
No, but I want to believe it. No, but I want to believe it.
Then I'll carry you in memory, like Thuha. You deserve your rest. And he rises and exits. And then it's just her and Jatha, her son. Mama, don't go. Please.
Oh, Jatha, my little flame. You were the reason I stayed this long. Oh, Jatha, my little flame. You were the reason I stayed this long. Jatha, my little flame. You were the reason I stayed this long.
If you leave, I'll be alone. First my brother, now you?
No, love. You'll never be alone. Not really. No, love. You'll never be alone. Not really.
But it feels like it.
I know. I know. I know.
She reaches for him, her hand trembling as it brushes his cheek.
Promise me you'll remember the sound of my voice. Promise me you'll remember the sound of my voice. Promise me you'll remember the sound of my voice.
I don't want your voice. I want you.
Go now, little flame. Find your father. Go now, little flame. Find your father. Go now, little flame. Find your father.
Mm-hmm. The tribespeople are gathering at the entrance to the hut. Visoi steps out, and they sort of make their plan here. They say, Soiva's urging, Visoi, you can't let her go. The Nistai barely even speak to us now. She's the only one that they trust. They call us strange eyes. They look at us like spirits. But Neichi, she aged with them. She speaks their tongue. She's lived with them. If she dies, so does our last chance for peace. Visor says she gave us her years to keep us from another war. I don't think I mentioned this, but there was a war between the tribes. She walked where none of them could. She buried her firstborn son, and now you're asking me to steal her ending? So up to this point, Visor had been sort of resolved to keep to let his wife depart, but now is sort of questioning that decision. And a silence follows. Jathal steps forward. He's clutching the locket of the animal. He removes it from his chest. Oh no, sorry, it's the seed is in the locket. And he hands the seed to Visor, the seed of the fruit. And he says, "Papa, please save her. I don't want her to go. You always fix things. You always know what to do." And he says, he has this line, "Sometimes peace demands more than we can bear, but we bear it anyway." Basically deciding for her that he's gonna give her the seed, give her the fruit, if he can get the fruit. So then he leaves, and there's this scene with him and Jathal climbing this volcano, where they go up to this volcano where one of the gods is known to reside. There's a very long passage. We haven't cast this character yet, but there's a very long passage of fantasy language where he does this spell where he summons the god. He throws the seed in the volcano. The tree sprouts up again, and finally they have more fruit after all these years. And he says it's beautiful. And then that takes us to the last scene. The choice denied. We're back in the healing hut. It's nighttime. Visor, the husband, is standing beside your character Nechi, whose breath is shallow. Her eyes are closed. Jathal sitting nearby, clutching his locket, trying not to cry. Visor, she's slipping away. He takes out the fruit, and he's mixing it in water and herbs, and he's convincing himself it's just medicine. He kneels.
Hold on one sec. I hear a sound. I just want to see what it is.
Yeah.
Hey, kitty. Oh, hi. Do you want to come in? It's probably not a good idea, but she was scratching outside, so now she's in here. We'll see what happens. Okay.
Moral support. This is great.
Yeah.
So he has this mixture of the fruit and water, and it's in this bowl, and he says, "Jathal, I need you to give this to your mother. Tell her it will help her rest." And he says, "Will it?" And she says, "Yes, she'll feel better soon." Jathal nods, takes the bowl, crosses the hut to Nechi. Nechi's eyes flutter open. "Mama, I brought you something." She looks at him, trusting, worn. A smile flickers.
What is it? What is it? What is it?
"Papa said it'll help you rest." She hesitates, then lifts the bowl to her lips. She drinks. Jathal watches, hopeful. But then her eyes widen, her hands tremble, a glow begins to rise under her skin. So there might be some voiceover associated with that. And then the line is, "No, Visor," right?
I have to put someone outside now.
You do what you need to do.
Okay, kitty. You like it outside better. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. All right.
So it's a drinking sound. I'm not sure that there's really a great way to convey that through voice.
I can do that. Yeah,
okay.
sure. No. 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 Last one. No. Visor. 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 Holding for a fire truck.
Mm-hmm.
What have you done? What have you done? What have you done? What have you done?
Yeah, yeah. Okay. She drops the bowl. It shatters. She doubles over, gasping, choking. We can. I don't know if the delivery
Do
here
that
is
for you.
different. Okay.
Let me just give you some gasping and choking if you'd like it.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Okay. Wait, wait.
Yeah. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. And then let's see. Jathal says, "Mama." She catches herself, stands slowly, steadily, too steadily because she's now, has this energy in her, and she turns, eyes full of something that used to be warmth but now flickers cold. Um, so I don't know if there's voiceover with that, her standing up maybe, and then maybe not. I don't know.
You used him. You used him. You used him. You used our son to take my death from me. You used our son to take my death from me. You used our son to take my death from me. Last one. You used our son to take my death from me.
I gave you time. Now you'll have the strength to gaze upon our child's face every day. Nietzsche flinches. She looks up at Jathal, gold-eyed, unmoving, still holding the empty cup, and for a moment he looks exactly like Thua. Her breath quickens.
That's the cruelty of it. You made me stay, but he will always look just like his brother did when he... I can never escape him. I can never escape him. That's the cruelty of it. You made me stay, but he will always look just like his brother did when he... I can never escape him.
Yeah, that one's a really interesting. I can never escape him because it leads into her snapping at Jathal. So I'm wondering if there's almost like an unhinged kind of feeling that we can interject, like an almost like...
Yep, you got it. That's the cruelty of it. That's the cruelty. That's the cruelty of it. You made me stay, but he will always look just like his brother did when he... I can never escape him. I can never escape him. I can never escape him. I can never escape him.
Yeah. Jathal steps forward, confused. Mama, I just wanted you to feel better. Nietzsche's voice sharpens like flint on stone.
Leave! 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 Leave!
Jathal freezes.
Go! Go! I can't look at you. Go! Go! It's gonna go! Go! I can't look at you. Go! I can't look at you.
Yeah. Yeah, that was great. That's it. Silence. Jathal's lips quiver. He turns and runs. Visor does not follow. Nechi lowers her head into her hands. The glow beneath her skin pulses like a second heartbeat she never asked for.
Oh my god, that's like hell. Austin, what did you write? Holy hell. Oh my god. How long did it take you to write this? This is magnificent.
Thank you. It took me probably 2 or 3 months. This episode, yeah, maybe 2 months.
Yeah. Wow. Wow, Austin. Wow.
And
that's horrible.
Your delivery was just amazing. I think it's really gonna sell this heart-wrenching tragedy. Checking in on some of the comments here. Deontay says, I need episode 3 now, Austin. It's so good. Andrew says, good job. Amazing, Karen. Lots of, let me see if I can get more. This has been so wonderful. I can't wait to hear everyone in this. Yeah, that's right. We haven't officially cast the second episode yet. So, amazing, Karen. Her voice acting is perfect for the cat. Deontay says, wonderful to get to watch Karen work. I'm so happy to be a part of this with her. Deontay Black. And Ijeoma, another one of our members, says, the ending gets me every time. She's one of the gods in episode 1. And then Andrew says, I wish I can meet you, Karen, at cons someday. Yeah, Karen's all over those cons. I'm sure that will be in the cards.
I would love that. I'd love that. We're going to be in Houston this weekend.
And yeah, I used to live in Houston actually when I was a kid.
Huh.
Yeah. My dad still lives there, but I don't go there too much. But and one of our members is from Houston, Chris Saito Joe. He's actually he has a voice in this, and he's one of the voices of the gods. Yeah, he's in their local theater scene too.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Oh my gosh, cool.
Yeah.
This is beautiful, Austin. I mean, this is beautiful writing. This is like really cool.
I'm glad you think so. I'm just honored that you're a part of it. I'm really excited about it, and I know that our community is too. So,
if you need pickups, let me know. I'm gonna package this up for you. Hopefully it's still recording. I'll stop it now. But it's going to be pretty big, so I'll probably need if you can send me a Dropbox link or something to send it to you with. Is that possible?
Yes. Yeah, I'll send that to you in an email within 10 minutes.
Okay. And do you have any specific labeling that you'd like?
Well, it's all one audio file, so I'll sort through it myself. You can just name it whatever.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. This has been really fun.
Yeah, yay. Yay. It's beautiful. It's just beautiful.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll talk to you soon, and I hope you have a wonderful evening. And
Thank you.
Have a blast in Houston.
Thank you. Thank you. And everybody out there, I just send you guys so much love. Send you guys big, big hugs.
Lots of love. All right. Have a great evening, okay?
Bye.
Take care. Bye.